Om Shanti, and welcome to this special conversation with our guest Sister Janki from Bali, Indonesia. She has been practicing Raj Yoga meditation for more than 35 years. She is also been an ex-government servant with the government of Malaysia. Presently, she is serving in the Brahma Kumari Center in Bali, and we're going to talk to her about unity in diversity. Om Shanti and welcome to the studio.
Om Shanti.
Thank you for giving us your time. You know, we look around the world where there is so much of chaos, there's so much of division of every kind. And sometimes we sit back and wonder, where is the humanity heading?
This is true. The world is in a bad shape today. You see, in the animal kingdom, there is no division. There is no such thing as caste or status or religion or belief systems or language or country, no such thing. Animals are always, united. But in the human race, the human species, there's so much of division. Why has this come about? Now, if we look at the human race today, we are all looking for something externally. We want more of land, more of money, more of prestige, more of position, more of everything. And we think that those things would ultimately give us happiness, give us peace. And so this kind of a false belief system that something out there is going to satisfy me. It can be people, it can also be things, or it can be position. But we feel that something there will give me peace. And so people, they go for higher education, some look for more money, some get beautiful wives to be their life partners, and they do so many things, big cars and other things. But are they happy? So we can ask ourselves, are we looking at the right direction for what we are getting? If our ultimate aim is peace of mind, happiness, health, are we working towards all of those things? Like peace of mind, it just doesn't come automatically. I have to learn how to be peaceful with myself. Now, what is peaceful with myself? My thoughts and my words should be the same. And what I say should be what I do. There should be no conflict between my thoughts, my words, and my actions. Peace. And then I also have to learn to understand myself. What are my weaknesses and how can I correct myself? How can I make myself a better person so that I learn to accept myself in totality, that I can be an independent person, a person who has self-faith, a person who has self-confidence. I need that. So when I have that, then I won't look for something out there. Then again, health. Something there will give me health. No, my thinking will create energy in my body. So if I have negative thoughts, that may create tension, that may create fear, that may create uneasiness in my body, and I can get sick. So I also have to think in a very healthy, positive, constructive way. And then happiness. Where is happiness? Does a Dunlop pillow give me happiness and sleep? Or something else that gives me happiness? So happiness really comes when I live a fruitful life. People have realized that in giving, there is getting. In giving happiness, there is getting happiness. There was this research done in a university. There were two batches of students. One batch of students were given money and they were told, now take this money and buy whatever you like for yourself. Spend all the money. Don't bring back any money. So there was this group of students. And another group of students were given the same amount of money and they were told, now you spend all the money for somebody else, either your parents or your friends, but not for yourself. Buy for someone else. And when these two groups of people came back after their shopping, this group for themselves, this group for other people, which group was more happy? The first or the second?
Probably
the second group.
one.
They were more happy. They all had the same amount of money, but which group was happier? So, to give something of yourself, either your time or your skills, something you give, you get that happiness. So we have to learn to give to get that happiness. So my happiness, my health, my well-being has to do with me. It comes from me to the outer world. It has to be me first before I can expect anything. Even education, we learn to earn, not learn to learn, not learn to educate ourselves, but we learn to earn, which is a very wrong concept. Which job will give me the highest pay? And so, is that the right thing that we are searching for, fighting for? So, to get our destination clear in life, what is it that I want at the end of my life? How can I have that kind of contentment that is so very rare in this world? So if I can find that, I can be healthy, happy and contented.
Very beautifully put, and it's very deep. You know, when we talk about diversity, you see a lot of diversity in the nature, yet there is harmony. So diversity per se is not bad. Variety adds the spice to the life. But when we are with different people, do you think there is this thing, you know, there's this inner desire to convert, to change the person and make him the way I am, you know, to make them same. So can we be diverse and yet be united? So because there's a difference between being united and being completely same. What do you say?
This world has variety. Even when you look at a flower garden, there are pink flowers and white flowers, yellow flowers, red flowers, blue flowers. They make such a beautiful combination of colors. And each flower is happy on its own. It doesn't say, why am I smaller in size compared to that? Or the other flower doesn't say, why is my fragrance not as good as that one? Or the other one doesn't say, why is my color not as bright as that one? Each one has its own uniqueness, its own beauty, its own fragrance, its own form, its own color, its own personality, and they shine. The same thing is with people. We are all different, but we all have our own inner beauty. We are unique. We are not the same. And yet when we get together in this diversity and appreciate and get along with each other's differences, we become so rich. We become so different. We can understand and we open up our minds. Instead of I, my thoughts, my feelings, my belief systems, that's all that I need and that's right, and I close myself to other ideas, to other thoughts, I am becoming very narrow-minded and very small in my thinking. If I can just break open that and I can encompass the whole world, many different people with many different thoughts. They may be right or wrong, but it doesn't matter. They are different and we are all different. Can we live together? Because we have the ability to understand, we have the ability to accept, the ability to reason, and the ability to make friends. So why not? So there is beauty in all this diversity, and it gives richness, it gives color, it gives fragrance to life.
Sister Janki, you have served in various different countries with various different culture, languages, belief system. Tell us about your personal experience of how you saw, you know, the unity in diversity, or was there a time that there was a discord, and through the spiritual knowledge, you could see that people could now, you know, accept one another and accept the differences and, you know, see the similarities?
Yes, I would like to give an example. I was watching a TV show, and in that TV show, they were picking out the best model. And then they had a few faces, and they showed all the faces of these girls, pretty girls, and they were showing these are the ones that are going to take part in the competition, and out of these, one would be chosen. And I looked at all the faces, and I told myself, this one is the best. She will definitely be number one or number two. In my mind, according to my judgment, I told myself this would be the best. But after a few rounds, this person that I had in mind was knocked out. And the person that I thought was the least beautiful, in my mind, according to my judgment, the least beautiful was the winner. That was a great lesson to me, that not everything that I think is the right thought. Other people have other ways of looking at situations, at looking at people, and that was a great lesson, that this is my way of thinking, but there are other ways of thinking. I can be right, they can be right, or I can be wrong, they can be right, or they can be wrong, I can be right. So can I have like an open mind when I see things? So my way of thinking is just one of the many ways. So can I be non-judgmental? So can I just be free from judging yes or no? And that gives me a lot of peace. But once I say this is right, then I'm attached to my thought that this is right. And somebody says this is wrong, then I get offended, I get hurt, I feel let down, and that is wrong. So can I have like an open mind, open to anything? And that gives a lot of space to come together in diversity. Not to be judgmental, but just to be accepting and just seeing there's so many ways of looking at things. And somebody said, even one small situation, there are 360 ways of looking at it. 360 different angles of looking at something. So imagine, mine is just one of those. So how small is my thought? How small is my opinion? So can I have that humility to say, yes, you can also be right.
And I can also be wrong.
Yes, yes, it works both ways. So
it's a very well put example where you say everything has got 360 ways to look at it. You've got 360 angle, 360 view, and mine is just one of the view, and it could be completely different from the other person. And I think when we put ourselves in the different angles and understand that there are many other ways of thinking, and I may be wrong in judging the other person, we can come together and you know go beyond the differences that we have, whether it is of religion, of culture, of a language barrier. Because you know when you get together, then you know you form these groups, whether it could be of the same region, same state, same language, or same religion, sometimes of the same gender, but it's to go beyond them.
If we get together because we are similar, there's no learning. But if we get together in spite of the differences, there's so much of learning. And so there's so much of tolerance, there's patience, there's understanding, so there's richness in life. So what is it that we want to learn in this life? As we walk along the journey of life, we see many people, many scenes, many situations, and we become more understanding, more mature, more loving, and accepting life in all its different colors. So that's important.
Spirituality or meditation, you know, you have been following, practicing Raj Yoga for 35 years.
Yeah.
How do you think this power of being non-judgmental, has it, you know, does it just come to you out of the blue, or do you develop it? How is the practice of meditation, you know, helping you in being with people of different cultures, different religions, different backgrounds?
To tell you frankly, I had to learn everything because I come from a very orthodox family, very, very orthodox, and we were told to think like this, be like this, dress like this is right, everything else is wrong. So I had to unlearn many, many things, and it took a lot of effort on my part because there's so much of pain in giving up your own thoughts.
I think that is the most difficult part of
course, there's a lot
giving
of
up
pain.
your own thoughts. Yes.
Yes, that I learned this, I believed it, I thought it was the best, but now there's so many other things that are best, and I have to give this up. And it's like giving away part of myself, giving away part of my personality. It was very painful, but slowly, at the end of the day, when you absorb in new things and different things in your life, you feel, I'm still okay. I've not lost anything. I'm still the same, and I can think in a different way. I can still be myself, and I can still learn, even though I've let go of this. And so there is a shift in the mindset. There's a slow shift happening in the mindset, that from the old orthodox closed system, that you can slowly move towards a broader vision, a broader outlook, which is more acceptable to many people, and which is also friendly.
You know, you talked about this very important thing of there is a lot of pain involved when you are giving up your own belief system, because everything else is quite easy. You know, physical giving up is very easy, but to give up that I may be wrong, I may, you know, I may not be correct, to understand this, to give up something that you've been believing for a long time, there is a lot of mental agony. How did you deal with this?
Yes, it's very hard to tell myself that what I believed was right can be wrong. It's painful, and many things which I believed, I began to question them also myself. For example, a woman is a weaker sex. A woman must always be beautiful. A woman must be fair. A woman must be loving. A woman must be very humble. So many things that, you know, you have to be like that to be the ideal woman. You must be always saying yes and looking good and doing a lot of things and not, you know, resting. So it seemed right at that time, you know, that this is my role in life. But when I began to learn meditation, I began to feel that it's not the gender, it's your personality. It's not the belief systems, but how you make of yourself as a human being. That I, the soul in this body, who is living in this body, is making this body move, and I, the soul in this body, I'm an actor. And as an actor, I have many different options. I can be strong like a man and also dictate like a man, talk like a man, make plans like a man, make big programs like a man. And I can also be a woman, gentle, saying yes, not very verbal, giving in, loving, accepting. So
it's more about the qualities.
And more the roles that I play. So if I can have these qualities, I can be anything. And a woman need not be beautiful on the outside. She can also have inner beauty. So,
which is more important.
Which is more important, really. And so inner beauty counts, because in the final analysis, two people get along when they have inner beauty. So outer beauty is at first very attractive, but in the long run, there can be many conflicts because of ego or stubbornness and strong belief systems. So inner beauty, values, power, knowledge, maturity, these things help to make a better person. So to get out of that, it's at the beginning it was painful. I told myself, I've learned so many wrong things and believed so many wrong things. What a waste of time, what a waste of life. But then there's still so many more days to go, so many more years to go. I can learn, so I'll begin now. So now is the best time to begin taking a new path. So that's what meditation did to me. Meditation said, learn, look at yourself, think differently. You are an actor and the whole world is there for you to learn to act with different people, with different situations. So I thought it was such a great opportunity to see life in such a free way, to see life with an open mind, and not to have a set of belief systems to portray myself, but to learn and to adjust. And that was very beautiful.
You know, you talked about how you dealt with the agony, of course. But you know, many people these days are so busy with their day-to-day lives. They don't have time for themselves. They are busy, you know, running around doing the chores, their work, and they're so tired. Sometimes they say that I don't have time to really do so much of reflection, and whatever time I get, somebody else takes my time away. So how to deal in situations where people are absolutely busy?
Now this word busy, where is it in a human body? Where is it? It's in the thoughts. I am busy. So that is a blockage. It blocks the person from looking for some spare time, because I'm busy. So don't talk to me, I'm busy. So everybody says, I have no time, I'm busy. So that itself is a great mind blockage. But if I can say, give me a minute, I'll think about it and I'll let you know. Instead of saying, I'm so busy, can't you see? Go away. So the busyness is a thought that we create in our mind. We sustain that thought and we keep ourselves completely cut off from the outside world with that one thought that I'm busy, I have no time for anybody, anything, so leave me alone. That sort of thing is a great blockage. If we can say, I have 24 hours like everybody else, I can look for small periods of freedom where I can just breathe very normally, or I can enjoy a cup of tea. I can give that luxury to myself. I can, and let me say that I am not busy, but just to maintain a timetable, do the most important things first and the less important things later. So if we can sort of manage our time, manage our thoughts in a proper way, we can find a balance between work and leisure, you know, and that really helps.
Very beautifully you have given, you know, real examples of how when you are in harmony with yourselves, when you are getting in touch with yourselves and opening yourself to, you know, to everything which is available, you can actually enjoy that unity and diversity. And it's very important also to be harmonious and united within your thoughts. There has to be this, you know, when you said of thoughts, words and action, there has to be that harmony in all three. So it's a very, very, I think, fruitful conversation that we've had, but we see that the clock is ticking and we need to close this, for not just close it, but I'm sure that we've taken back so many deep insights to think more around it and to imbibe it in our lives. Before we do that, I'd like you to share quick tips for people how to develop unity in different diverse cultures, diverse situations and people, and also within them.
There's always time to change especially the way of thinking. Don't just keep on thinking the same way that you have been thinking yesterday, the day before yesterday, a few years ago. There's always time to see things, to see life in a new way, in a better way. So use your time usefully in reading good material, in listening to good news, in listening to good conversations, looking at the world with new eyes, feeling new feelings. Give yourself that break and feel the new, real, beautiful you. You can do that change in yourself and you will enjoy life bigger and better.
Thank you for your message and thank you for your time.
Thank you, sister.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.